biggest station in the world, playing all of today's hits. You're listening to Instinct Radio.
Hello, 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 and welcome to On the Rise Radio Show. It's your girl, Shonny, the author. And today we are talking about business and travel. I have a phenomenal panel with me today and our new co-host, Sir Markadoo. So I'm going to start off with, like I like to do, I got to give God the honor and praise. So if you guys don't mind, we're just going to say a quick little prayer before we get started.
Love it.
All right. So, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity to give praise and thanks to your name, Father God. We thank you for this platform and all those that are viewing. And we thank you for giving us this opportunity to give each other encouragement and inspiration as we talk about business and travel. And your Heavenly Father, in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
So, I am going to start off letting my co-host, Sir Markadoo, introduce himself. Yes. Welcome to On the Rise Radio. And also, I want to say thank you to him with Heavenly Body Products. He is the new sponsor of On the Rise Radio. So, shout out to Sir Markadoo and Stephanie and Heavenly Body Products.
Yes,
Welcome.
Thank you, sister. I appreciate that. And it's more my pleasure than not you giving me an opportunity to get in front of God's people and do some wonderful, wonderful things. So I'm looking forward to partnering up with you on a lot of different levels.
We ready. Let's do it. So I'm going to introduce also our guests. I'm so excited about these ladies, okay? I know one of the faces you probably have already seen before, but that's okay. We love to always have her on this platform. She has great news. She's always inspiring us to help our youth. So I'm going to turn it over to her, and that's Lavette Minn of the Family Brand Movement, and let her introduce herself and give you a little bit more about what she's here to do.
Hello. Thanks for having me back, Shonny.
No problem. It's always a pleasure.
I am Lavette Minn, co-founder, CEO, and family brand educator with the Family Brand Movement. And the Family Brands Movement mission is to coach and educate families and children with the primary focus on children to create generational wealth through business ownership and personal financial success. So I'm here today to talk a little bit about business and travel. Excited about that.
And then we have, I'm just going to circle on around, and we're going to jump over, well, actually not circle, I'm going to jump over to Jen. And Jen, let's talk about what you got going on with Premier Cruise Resorts.
So that's the name of my travel agency is Premier Cruise and Resorts. I have one of my agents here with me, Chandra Nicole. She works with me as well. And we specialize in group vacations. We also do individualized vacations, provide travel tips, and we do destination weddings, anywhere that you want to go, girls' trips, all over the continent, wherever you want to go, we manage that for you. And our motto is we work hard so you can play harder, and that just means that we do all the work. We don't want anybody to be stressed out with their travel planning. We manage every single detail so that all you have to do is show up.
I'm a witness, y'all. She does exactly what she said. We're going to get to that in a minute. And Chandra, welcome to On the Rise Radio Show.
Hello.
Well, you guys, we're going to just dig right into this thing. First, let's talk about this last girls' trip.
It was so much fun, right?
And Jen hooked it up. 7 days, 6 islands. I've never been on a cruise. That was the first. So, I was in awe. I just was like, I wanted to do everything. I wanted to see everything. I went snorkeling.
It was so much fun.
Nice.
Yeah, me and Lavette, we went snorkeling. And the things that we were able to see and experience, just God's handiwork. Mm-hmm. It's amazing. It is amazing to see another part of the world, and it was so beautiful, so calm and peaceful. So again, thanks Jen for hooking up a nice trip, and it ended up being all girls. And what the kids say, we turned up.
Yes. We did. Yes. We really did. We had such a good time. And I could tell you, Shonny, there was 2 things about that trip that stood out to me. One was the camaraderie. I loved how Nobody knew each other. This was not a trip with mutual friends.
Right.
And we all came together and left as mutual friends.
Yes.
You know, just as women coming together, and it wasn't any craziness or drama or cattiness. Right, exactly. We just all came together, had a good time. Yeah. So it's not, and the other thing that just stood out to me was in each island that we went to, it was just universal. Everybody was just about getting up, going to work, being off by 2, and hitting the beach afterwards, right?
Yep. That was nice. That was nice. And when I say just the different things, like tasting the local food, I brought back some banana barbecue. I mean, banana barbecue sauce. It was it was good. It was good. The plantain, oh my goodness, what's the restaurant we went to with Miss Pearly? But that was
yes, I can't remember the name of that place.
I think we were
hole in the wall restaurant in St. Lucia.
Good food. That's when we went.
Velma's place.
Velma.
Yes.
That's right. Hold on.
You were there. Act like you wasn't even there.
Velma's place.
Well, we had some fresh marlin fish. I mean, some authentic island food. It really brought the island girl out of me.
Come on.
Yes. The oxtail was so good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I wanted some oxtails, and on the last day, I think that was we were in St. Martin when I got a chance to.
Oh, you did finally get to get some oxtails.
I got, was it oxtails that I got?
No, we got.
No, it wasn't oxtail. It was curry chicken I got, which was good enough for me because it was there from St. Martin and local. Oh my goodness, it was so good. The spice was right. Everything. The drinks were good.
Yeah.
Did I say that I had a drink?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they were
swear
good.
though. That's good.
Yeah, everything was good. The people, the last day, St. Martin, when we were on the beach and seeing the airplane fly right
Wasn't
over.
That amazing.
It was amazing.
That was so amazing.
Amazing. And feeding the monkeys. And I had a monkey on my head.
Yes.
That was a trip. I had a monkey on my head, and I fed a monkey out of my hand.
Yeah.
That was so nice.
Yeah.
So I'm just not going to talk about it anymore, and I'm going to give you guys a chance to talk about what was your experience on the trip.
Well, first of all, we went to Puerto Rico,
Yes.
St. Thomas, Barbados. Look, I have to use my fingers. Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, and St. Martin. And for me, the experience was amazing. The view, I'm an island girl, so just being out there on that water and just looking at the mountains and just looking at the beauty of nature, it was amazing. And for me, being in those islands, especially St. Kitts and St. Lucia, and to see how monetarily poor they are, right? But how they're so rich because they take the little bit of resources that they have and they make a living. And they have something that many of us don't have, and that's freedom. Even though we may look at their condition as living as, that's not how I would want to live because we're so spoiled because we live here in one of the richest countries in the world. But just to see how they take the little that they have and they have the freedom. They have freedom. Right? And for me, it puts so much into perspective as far as, like, stop complaining. Stop worrying about the smallest things. And be grateful because we do live in a country where we have one thing that so many other people across the globe don't have, and that's opportunity. Endless and boundless opportunity. So even if we fail at something, we have so many more opportunities to get it right. So it was a life-changing experience for me. It birthed so many greatness into my business. And that's why I'm just glad to talk about, tying in that business and that travel, because I think in order for us to be successful, to dream big, think big when it comes to building our brands, we have to travel. We have to experience the world, get a taste of other people's cultures, become more diversified, because in that you become more appreciative. You become more passionate. I can go on and on, but
come on, Pastor. Hallelujah.
Yes, I mean, I think about it, and everybody knows I fell in love with St. Martin.
Yes, I think that was like my favorite. St. Martin and Barbados. I mean, I really can't say I had such a good time on every island. What do you have a favorite, Jen?
My favorite was St. Martin as well.
Okay.
Same with the food was really good over there. And then what I liked about St. Martin is because I'm a city girl, of course, so it was very city-like, but also still had the Caribbean island feel to it as well. So that was my favorite. But I really want to piggyback on what Lavette just got done saying about how they go out there and they just, they just get it, and how their opportunities are not as much as ours, but they're free out there.
Yes.
Piggybacking on that, what stood out to me and what I just love the most is not only do they not have as much opportunity, but they take care of each other out there.
Yes. Yes.
They get it.
Yeah.
There was show me an island. There wasn't an island that we went to where somebody didn't say it. We asked the same question at every island. If somebody doesn't have it, do you guys have any government resources available to help them get it? And they say, no, we don't have that problem here. Because if they don't have it, we give it for them. We get them those books. We build them their homes. The neighborhood gets in and gets those kids together. And all I could think of is, they get it out there. They get it. And so that just really inspired me even more when I came home to just take that concept. And there's not a whole bunch that I can do. I'm not rich or anything like that, but sometimes it's the little things. So even if it's something as small as bring your business cards to my birthday party, and we're going to set up a networking vendors table so that everybody can have access to your company free of charge. Just something simple like that.
And something just came up when you said that. And this is actually, I'm quoting Jay-Z. I've been quoting him all summer. But he said, we are culture. Nothing moves without us.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So if we get into that mindset, like you said, don't say that I may not be able to do much, because the little that you do is much. The little that we all do and we come together is much.
I'm going to hit the bell on that. Wait, I got to hit the bell, yes.
So I'm so there with you,
Yeah, I think that coming together, like you said, we didn't know each other, but just coming together and having a good time together. We all wanted to get away, have that peace of mind, and see something new, see something that we hadn't seen before, for some, because it was my first time, and being able to do that with a group of women that really had some, just, I want to say they had a little oomph about themselves, because
substance.
You know what I mean? They did. Each one of us brought something to that group, and then we left feeling something for that other person.
Exactly.
And to the point, like,
that one.
I was like, I gotta reach out to this person, that person, and I wanted to stay in touch with everyone. And so tonight, if those that are watching that did go on the trip, I would love to have you call in, comment, and talk about your experience on the PCR Girls trip. So Chandra, do you have anything you want to add to?
Michelle,
Hey, Michelle. Michelle is watching. Michelle, call us. Give us a call. You at 478-569-6474. Girl, give us a call. Let's talk about the trip. Now, Michelle and I, we got a chance to hang out a lot. I was standing next to her. It was Lavette, Michelle, and I when I had the monkey on my head. And she inspired me to do that, because Michelle had like a monkey here, a monkey here. She was just doing her thing. So it was awesome. It was awesome. So, Chandra, you have any input about trips and things that, you could tell us about the next trip?
The next big trip that we're planning is to Cancun in summer 2018.
Sweet. I'm going, y'all. God willing, I'll be there.
That's going to be a great trip. I see you, Ebony. Hey, Ebony. One of my friends shouted out on my page. So, PCR, is it okay if I say what we do?
Absolutely.
So, PCR, first of all, I just want to say about Chandra. I brought Chan on when I was going on our cruise. I knew that I could not go 7 days without PCR not being touched. But I knew that I didn't want to go on vacation and do work. Right? So I brought Chan on, and she has just been so involved with travel and very involved with my travel group page. So I said, well, let me see if this is something that she would want to do. And when I tell you that I brought this girl on and she has ran with it, she has been my lifesaver. She is so detail-oriented and so excited about and passionate about travel. So I feel she's going to be, I'm going to Europe in a couple of days, and she's going to be managing PCR for me again. And just, it's like, I'm there. When she's there, it's like I'm there. So I just really want to tell everybody how excited I am that Chandra has been a part of PCR and that she's been a great addition. And also, so every year, PCR plans to do a featured destination to an exotic destination. Maldives didn't work out like we wanted to, but that's going to be 2019. But
all right.
Next year, we're going to go to Cancun. We're going to go for 4 days or 5 days, 4 nights. It's just going to be a lot of fun. The same type of thing like what we did at the Peace Here Girls trip. Just a bunch of people getting together. It's not girls. It can be, men and women. Everybody call it Peace Here. Put those deposits down. But we're going to Cancun. We're going to do a camel safari.
I can't wait.
Yeah, that is going to be so much fun. We're going to do a camel safari. We're going to go on a...
We bringing Dubai to Cancun.
Right. When I saw that it was going to be camels, I was like, oh, okay, then I'm still going to be able to ride the camel. All right, cool.
And that was what I wanted. I wanted to still do some kind of feel like we was going to do. So we're still going to do the camel safari. We're also going to go on a dinner cruise with an all-white linen theme. But also what I'm really excited about is I'm going to also host a dinner finale, our last night there.
Okay.
We'll all get together. It's going to be a networking dinner finale. So whoever comes, if you have your own business, bring your business cards. Because everybody, no, it's not going to be a chance to just win and then only the winner gets to highlight their business. Everybody is going to get to talk about their business, hand out your business cards, and hopefully make connections with the other people in your group. And then when we come back home, if you need something, we can just call the person that we connected with and utilize each other's services and products and goods. So that's going to be, that's the gist of our trip for next year. So if anybody wants to go, just give me a call, give Shannon a call, and we'll get you set up.
And she's going to give you all the information soon, where you guys could follow her on her social media and how to reach out to her so that you could go on these trips too. So real quick, I'm going to just say hello to some of our viewers. We have Chili Gina, we have Maya Kemp, we have Orion Watson, Pearlie Robinson. We thank you so much for tuning in to On the Rise Radio. We have a few others I am seeing. We have Timothy Boone, we have Markita Smith, Slade. I'm sorry, you guys, I don't have on my glasses. But thank you all for tuning in, watching On the Rise Radio here at Instinct Radio. And I want to give a shout out to Keisha Rivers of I Am Flavor for giving us this platform. And we have a lot of things coming up with I Am Flavor. I will discuss that closer to the end of the show. It's going to be amazing. All right, so Lavette, let's talk about the family brand movement right quick. Let's give a little bit more for those that just tuned in. What are you doing with our youth? What's up?
I have quite a few things that I'm working on, but as I stated, the overall mission when it comes to our youth is to coach them and educate them on building generational wealth through business ownership and personal financial success. So without talking too much about it, right now we are in the process of building out a mastermind program where 2 lucky children would get the chance to receive some money and be mastermind for 30 days. So more details to come on that.
Sweet.
But it's all about going back to what Jen said, just doing something. So the family brand movement is one that just decided to do something in our community, right? Instead of sitting back and watching the trouble that our boys are getting into because they cut the funding for summer job programs. So during the summer, what are they doing? Right? Idle hands, what they say, what's the saying? Idle hands, idle minds.
Yeah.
Right, right.
I don't
So,
mind.
if we know this, especially growing up, we've had our experiences. We're educating ourselves. We're becoming wiser each day as adults. So taking what we've learned and taking those, wow, I wish I would have known this when I was 15. Taking that and planning that into the 14 and the 15 and the 16-year-olds in our community and just masterminding them. And that's a new phrase that I came up with that I've coined as far as masterminding them. What does that mean? That means taking them and building them so that they can effectively and efficiently become our thought leaders, our future thought leaders, right? Our future entrepreneurs that's going to build jobs and put jobs in our community and put the children that are coming up, put them to work. So that's we have a lot of things going on right now. I really don't want to talk about a lot that we're planning, but yeah, we're planning on making noise.
She got some noise. Sir, I want. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the bell on that too.
Ding.
And then sir. So what's going on with Heavenly Body Products? Listen. Let me just say this real quick about this man. He's doing an awesome job with our youth. I like to call it facility. I know people say warehouse, but it's like a facility. This thing is huge, and he is allowing our youth to come in, take tours, and he's helping build them, brand them, and starting their own business. I am not going to take it away. I'm going to go shifted on over here but I am in awe. My daughter is a part of his program now, and we are about to do some major things. So, and it's people like people like Lavette, Jen. You know, you guys are doing something to better other people and giving them the opportunities to do things that they thought they never could do. Like you said, that I wish I had it. Well, guess what? Our children will.
That's right.
And their children, and so forth. It used to, the old saying, it says, it takes a village. It still does. That still applies.
Yes.
You know, and that's for adults also, not just our youth. You need someone to help build you up. If you feel like, okay, I just can't do this by myself, guess what? There's a sister or brother out there that can help you.
Absolutely.
Right.
Take it on, take it on, sir. Let me just slide that way.
Well, I mean, I just appreciate what the sister was saying just right then about what she's going with the family brand. I mean, that's the essence of where we're at and what we do. You know, the thing is now just parlaying that youth and that young adult, because I deal with like mostly 17 and up to like 40. That's my group. But to be able to take any youth or any young adult from 0 to 100 and do it immediately is phenomenal. But a lot of the things that you do is well needed in what I do. I deal with products and services. I deal with that. The educational part of some other things that the other groups, and that's why if you ever watch my Facebook, if they get on my Facebook, I always talk about the organizations coming together because it's easier. It's just an easier phenomenon. It's something that we're going to practice a lot of, and the word is practice. That organization come together like Heavenly Body Products, Strong Young Minds of America, Family Brands. Then we start. It might be 10 of us in one really group within the community because we're splintered. This is something that I know that God has showed me for years and years ago. So now the book is coming out. Yes. Economic Evangelism, Bridging the Church, the business community, and grassroots economics. So we bring all of them together, show the curriculums, and to prove that now is the time. Yes. And that's one of the words in my in our movement, for financial improvement. So
it's time now.
It's real, and it's real that we do have the right minds. Yes. I mean, young and old, to really pull this together. The game is evil been playing with us with our economic lifestyles way long enough. We're gonna put the fire out, and what's the best way to fight fire? With water. All right, just keep that in mind.
Because they say with fire. No, I like that. With water, put it out. That's right. Put it out.
Absolutely.
Well, you guys, we have, as Sir mentioned, he has a book coming out. Lavette has her book. And, of course, I have my book, Letters of Forgiveness.
Yes,
and you can always get it on Amazon. Or you can just order it directly through me. You can go on wirecare20.com.
Praise God.
And, Jen, I wanted to ask you about a couple things about travel tips. And, do you have any ideas and things that you can give us? Like, for instance, you're going to Europe. Right. This girl is about to go to Europe. For how many days, you say?
10 days.
Amazing.
Yes.
So what's some travel tips you can share with us when it's time to go out? Jet setting or wheels up, as they say?
The number one tip that I would say that you want to do is just really look at your passport. Make sure that your passport is 6 months. It's going to be valid 6 months. It'll be valid 6 months when you come back. Okay. Not prior to leaving. When you get back, it still needs to be valid 6 months upon when you get back. Wow. The reason why is because when you travel outside of these countries, they want the countries that you travel to want to make absolutely sure that you're going to be able to come back home. Right. The States wants to make sure that you're not going to get stuck in these other countries. So the policy is if you're traveling and your passport is not going to be valid 6 months after you've traveled, then they won't let you come back. So really make sure that everybody is staying up to date on your passport when it's valid and things like that. Another thing that you want to make sure of, or what I really like to make sure of, is look at those travel advisories. Pay attention to travel advisories prior to traveling. make sure that you are purchasing insurance. I can't stress that enough. People, clients, if any of my clients are watching, we're going to talk about travel advisors in a minute. If any of my clients are watching, if anybody is interested in letting PCR do a trip with you, I'm going to say it to you 5 times. Vacation protection, vacation protection, vacation protection, vacation protection, vacation protection, please. I can't tell you how many situations I have had to manage with clients that come and there's something happens with life. You know, whether it's surgery or my mom is something's going with my mom and I can't go anymore. Can I get my money back? No. No. If you don't get vacation protection, the answer is no.
And it's not expensive.
It's
Right.
really
So,
not.
I mean, where do you get that at through?
You get it. You can get it through the same supplier that you purchased your, and they also have outside companies as well that offer different benefits. So that would be my job, is to shop around and find the best company for you to provide that vacation protection for you. But it really protects your investment, number one. Number two, what a lot of people don't realize is that when you go into these international countries, your medical insurance does not cover you.
Right.
So if you get out there and you're ziplining and you break your leg or something, you have to pay their expense out there. But if you have vacation protection, your vacation protection will cover you medically as well while you're traveling. So folks, please, your passport and vacation protection is just so important.
That's
also, when you have a roommate and you have to back out, it affects your roommate too if you guys don't have vacation protection.
Yep.
So if you have vacation protection and or if you don't have it and you don't want to go anymore, a lot of times the roommate that still wants to go is incurring the cancellation fee as well.
Right.
And a lot of people don't realize that. So I just can't stress that enough.
That is good info.
That's great
right
to
there.
know.
That is
So
good
for
info.
the vacation protection, is it like a policy? Or
It is.
Okay.
You make a claim and everything at the end. PCR does not make the claim for you, but I provide you with the information that you need so that if you do need to cancel, then you can make the claim. Now, there's some suppliers that you don't have to make a claim for. There's some suppliers that I can just put in the refund request and then they'll just return the money back to your card.
Okay.
That's
good.
another obstacle that we run into when they refund. If it's a different card, you're going to have to be in communication with your bank to get your refund back. But that's just a whole nother story. But vacation protection and passport, please.
And I just want to add this. Let your bank know that you're going out the country.
Absolutely.
Because my card got locked up and I had to make a phone call.
Absolutely.
And you have to let them know how long
Jen,
you're going to
you
be
were saying
going.
that,
Yeah.
You know, the one thing I like about Jen, and I just met you, and I'm so glad I met you. You're my new forever friend.
That's right.
But one thing about Jen, when I started taking the trip serious, because at first, I'm like, okay, I got to book this, but I'm still working.
Right.
But I'm like, wait a minute, 3 more weeks, let me go on this trip.
Right.
So I started looking through the group, and you laid everything out to a
Yes.
T.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, what time you should book your flight.
Right.
Whatever you need, bring your Dramamine, your insect repellent, your
Yes.
sunscreen. I mean,
The Dramamine
everything.
was
Like,
needed.
you really ensure that
It's a
you
pleasant
work hard so we
experience.
can play harder. Yes,
That's what I
very
wanted.
pleasant, yeah.
Communication is so key, especially for people that are new to traveling. Communication is so key. And there's still a lot of things that I'm learning. I really learned a lot of things from several clients. Shalandra, if you out there, I learned a lot from you, girl. There's a lot of things that I really learned from my clients, so I'm still learning too. But as you go through those experiences, you learn and you apply it to the next trip. And so one thing that I know is that communication is key. It's very important to me that all you do is show up. And what my worst nightmare is for somebody to go on a trip and say, if I had known.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is, I don't want to ever hear that statement. If I had known, if you had told me. So sometimes I'll even apologize. I hope I'm not being a pest. I just want to make sure that you know X, Y, Z. So that's just
I
most
appreciated
important.
that.
Absolutely.
I mean, she kept me on my toes. I can honestly say, listen, I can text Jen, I could call her, inbox her. Jen could be doing 10,000 other things, and she gonna get back to you.
I will.
And I mean quickly.
But when
and
you have
she
a
made
team, it's
sure.
even better.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
even better when you have teammates, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's where Chandra comes. When I tell you,
Lord have mercy.
when I tell you, PCR girl shit wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for
There we
Chandra.
go.
And it was so it was such a blessing to come back home. And I did follow up with my client, Chandra, and say, you know, how was everything? And every single client said the same thing. Her professionalism, her courteous, she was responsive. Everything was the same as
customer service.
Exactly, exactly. So
that's awesome.
I'm looking forward to next year hiring 4 more or 5 more Chandras.
Impossible, right there.
I do have a couple of other things to add for tips. For me, in starting the travel journey and doing researching, one of the things that I found was with a lot of us in this technical age, we walk around with our phone attached to our hip. When you're traveling internationally, the outlets are different from what they are here. So you do have to have an outlet that's adaptable to whatever country that you're going to. And the other thing was I ran across something where if you were traveling abroad and it was a country that speaks another language, to try and get like a business card or some stationery or something from the hotel where you are. So that way, if you ever find yourself lost, you have the address in the
that's
language.
good.
So
Very
that you
good.
go back.
Hitting the bell. That's good right
dang.
there.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Yeah, dang.
Yeah. Never thought about that. Never thought about that. That's good.
What else?
It's kind of a lot of things, like she said, with notifying your bank that you're going to be traveling. Also, if the bank or if the country that you're traveling to has different currency, you can pre-order that from your bank, which the exchange rate is not going to be what it is if you wait till you get there. And you're traveling with a super huge amount of money to try and travel with. You can notify your phone company that you're also traveling, because roaming rates still apply overseas. In some places it's not compatible with your phone. Some places you can get a different SIM card, things of that nature. So your cell phone company will be able to better advise what the rates are and what data plans you can add, so that you won't come back with a $10,000 cell phone bill.
Wow.
That's good information.
I'm going to ask a question, though.
Yeah, go for
About
it.
Facebook. Now, if you're on a cruise, is that a good package to get, a Facebook package?
You know, I can tell you that when we did our last cruise, that really helped us stay in communication
There we
with
go.
each
That's
other.
all it
It
is.
helped us stay in communication with that. And we did, a lot of people did do a lot of posting, a lot of sharing. Now, me personal, I did not want to be on social media while I was on vacation. I just wanted to be disconnected, but I did purchase the package so I could still be on my messenger.
Right.
And so my daughter did need to get in contact with me, and she was able to contact me through Facebook.
There we go.
As
Yeah,
well.
like you said, even with the group, you said we'll meet down at the...
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then Carnival had this really great app. All of us didn't take advantage of it, but they had this really great app that let us chat with each other, that kept us up to date with the daily activities that was going on the ship. That was a really awesome app. I love that one.
Yeah.
So
that
I'm
was
glad I
cool.
brought that up, because
Yeah.
that communication thing, when you're going as a big group,
Right.
you may want to look at any communication packages that you could get.
Exactly.
That was good, because being able to look at the app, and it showed every day what we're going to do, and it was numerous things they had going on. So it say, you know, Jen may wanted to do one thing, Lavette may wanted to do another, or I may want to do another, or us together. But we were able to say, okay, at 9 o'clock we know they're going to be at the Punchline
There
Comedy
we
Club.
go.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're gonna meet up
That's
there
it.
for karaoke or whatever.
Right.
So that was good. And then, or if you did the chat, then you would be able to say, hey, I'm in the dining room or what
Right.
have you. That was amazing.
That is also a good idea. I'm glad that you brought that up, because it's also a good idea if you don't have international calling on your phone, for you to check in with your family
Yes.
as well, family and friends, and just letting everybody know while you're traveling that you're okay, if they can see some sort of post or some sort of
Yeah, it
message on
is.
social media.
Yes. That was great. That was great.
And that was also a good deal if you purchased it before embarking. I think it was like $28.
Something like that for the whole thing. You can go all
It's not
night.
expensive.
No,
It's
it
not
wasn't.
expensive at all.
Yeah. That was good. So, sir, what do you have going on next? I know you got the book coming out. What's coming up next for Heavenly Body Products and Chronic Killer? You know, you got a lot going on over there.
It's just bananas. It's just bananas. I mean, just the whole ambiance of being what we do and how we do it, you know, is leading to other opportunities, especially with the schools and stuff like that. Economic development is where it's at. And we have the products that just to go with any fundraising that's available out there. I mean, and I love what, especially the work that other authors do with helping with money management.
Yes.
That's the main thing. I deal with money taking. You know? So we teach them how to take the money so you all can teach them how to invest it and what to do with the money. See, because I'm from the street. I need that instant money.
Right.
My siblings took on the role of being in poverty. I took on the role of being in prosperity. That was the only difference between us. You know, I wanted to learn how to be free from jobs and stuff like that, and that's what I did. It's my fault. I did it 100%, but I really basically taught myself, you know, doing it. That's why Heavenly Body Products is where it is right now, positioned to deal with people on an international, because I already do it. I think everybody need to come by, but I really want them to come through you, Shonny. I really want you to be able to bring these people and give them an opportunity to. So get in touch with Shonny and let Shonny be the one to organize a trip so they can take a tour of the facility. It's over 10,000 square feet. I started with $96. 9 months after I got crack cocaine and heroin.
Come on,
and I quit.
Come on, tell
now,
it.
24 years ago, and I started my own little gig and on the street selling T-shirts. And that's why I tell all young folks, you can make money anytime you want. You know what I'm saying? You just have to have the will to want to be something different than all those other people that you see around you and it's on your job or whatever. When you pick the right companies, you pick even the right authors, because you have to have the right information to excel yourself. How else are you going to do it? You know what I'm saying?
I want to ask you a question.
Yes.
You brought something. You just said a minute ago that you've always had that entrepreneurial spirit. What do you say to people that are watching that want to be free and they want to have their own business, but they're afraid? They're afraid to take that risk because
they're petrified, to be honest with you.
We're so dependent on, we know we're going to get that check every 2 weeks. What do you say to people that are afraid to step out?
Well, to me, it's very simple. If, you have to follow people that are successful. You cannot do it by yourself. You have to get to know people that love business, that love sharing business, that love sharing opportunities, because you're somebody that's choked by poverty. If you've never been there, it is a very defeative position to be in. There's so much evil attached to being broke and being in poverty. That is incredible. So I tell people all the time, it's just like, Shonny, your daughter. I mean, you got to hang around people that are winning. We winners over here. You know what I'm saying? We show that we like to win, so that's the answer. Get with people that love to win. Study the craft of other people. You know what I'm saying? You'll pick up. I tell people, what do you want to do? Really, what you want to do in life? Well, find the people. Go on YouTube and say people that in the aircraft mechanics. And if that's what you want to do, and that's what you got to do. Really, it's simple as that. You have to follow the brainiacs and the maniacs that went before you.
I really love that you said that so much. It really touches my heart. And the reason why is because one day, I'm just going to share real quick. One day, I was sitting around and I was thinking about everybody that has come in contact with my life. Everybody knows I'm turning 40 in a couple of weeks, and I'm just
except me. Only one to know.
And I've just been reflecting, and I can honestly say that I'm not rich financially by any means, but it brought warmth to my heart to know how rich I am in other ways.
You're enriched.
Yes, and I'm so blessed to have come in contact with all of you guys, and the people that I know have
this is the real wealth.
Me. The people that surround me have that entrepreneurial spirit, and I can honestly say that I've taken something from each and every person that has come to my life has upgraded me in some kind of way.
Yes.
In ways I never even imagined of. I think about my friend Carlotta, who has her own business, who has her own catering company. I think about my friend Terica, that does makeup artists. You with your radio show, you with your family brand, you with your passion for travel. And now I'm listening to you. I just feel so blessed with how rich I am.
Absolutely.
And everybody that I've gotten to know. So that just really brought home to me what you just said.
There we go. That's
what
important.
it's about. You have to align yourself with the people
With
that's
winners.
doing
With
what
winners.
you want to do.
Yeah.
Because if you want to have wealth, you cannot hang out with the people that don't.
That's
You
right.
can't hang out with the dream killers, dream
Nope,
snatchers,
'cause they
the
will take
doubters,
it.
the naysayers.
That's
You
it.
have to release yourself from that
Absolutely.
type of situation
Yep.
and move into the
And that's
areas
practice
that you
as
want.
well too.
Yes.
I said in the book, you got to practice.
You have to practice,
staying away from
practice.
people, places, and things that have no value whatsoever. To you.
Absolutely.
And you can't be so arrogant to think that you know everything and not be
No.
willing to receive the blessings that you can possibly
That's
get
right.
from
Well, that's a
somebody else.
fool right there.
It is. I'll be the first to say I'm
Yeah.
stealing from all y'all.
Absolutely, I do
I'm
it
trying
too.
to tell you.
I'm stealing from all y'all.
Listen,
But you know, that's the true essence
Essence.
or the true meaning of mastermind.
Right.
And because
Stealing
mastermind,
information.
love it. Not in that sense,
but you know, masterminding is just aligning with yourself. You're aligning yourself with people that have similar mindsets as you.
Exactly.
You know, and
Exactly.
just being honest with
Yes.
yourself and just saying, being humble.
Yes.
You know,
That's the
I
word.
don't know everything.
That's
right.
I
That's
don't
right.
want to know
Yeah.
everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know what I know.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a master at what I know, and what I don't know, now I can lean on my masterminds to help me get there. So now when I go
Absolutely.
travel,
Absolutely.
when I'm state hopping or island hopping and I'm doing a good job, I'm not
Absolutely.
getting sick, I have everything I need.
Yeah.
That's a direct reflection of you.
right.
Because you've
Absolutely.
mastermind me to be a good traveler, how to save my money,
Great
how to
steward.
travel the world on a good budget,
On a budget.
and still have a good time. You see what I'm saying? So
And
you know,
not
that's
one,
what
and
it's all about.
you're not lacking.
Right.
Because you
And that's-
planned.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
another thing too, like I want to give a big congratulations to Sir Markadoo, because a lot of people would think first thing they'll think it's competition.
No,
You guys
I
in the
need
same
you.
Space.
No,
No,
I
absolutely
need you,
not.
girl.
Right.
Absolutely not. That's
need
why when
you.
I see other people in my same industry or not, I give you props.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
I
right.
said, everything.
Without
that
you, it
we're
ain't no
doing
me.
is- But it's bigger than us.
Yeah, I can't do it without you.
Right,
I
it's
can't.
strengths and numbers. Like I always say, you don't see the Chinese people
No.
arguing about
And
who
Koreans
has the
are my
best
number one
beauty
customer, so I
salon or
know.
who has the best.
I love Koreans, by the way. Go ahead. They like to
I see
pay.
his stuff when I go
Yeah.
to the beauty supplies or what have you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right,
it's
but
in
you
there.
don't see them arguing over,
No.
you know, who has the best.
Behind
Chinese
closed
restaurant.
doors, you
They're
might.
all family. It's all community. So it's just about connecting with the right
It
people.
is. Well, one thing
Yeah.
that
Absolutely.
everybody just has to remember is that there's enough to go around.
It
One doesn't
is.
have to be
It
No,
is.
it's way
Yeah,
more than what
so
you
much
think,
to go
too.
around. It is.
I mean, you're not going to be lacking. You'll be
enough.
dead and gone, and there's still so much to be able to share and care and all that. You can't even. You couldn't get all the money if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But the
You
thing
can-
with that is you get people that are so complacent in where they are in life that they don't want to see you do better than them.
Oh yeah, that's a
And so
natural
you have to-
phenomenon too.
you have
By
to
the
be
way.
careful of the people that make you feel guilty for wanting to
Yes.
want more out of life.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
wait.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to hit it too much more.
Yes, you are.
Listen, they giving some good
Yes,
info, okay,
yeah.
here on the Rise Radio and
Come on
Instinct
now.
Radio.
Come on
the
now.
#1 radio station here in Atlanta. Did y'all know about that? The #1 internet radio station? Yeah, we got the trophy to
All right.
prove it. Just wanted to keep that out there. But listen, the information that is being provided today, you guys, give us a call. I got a couple comments I'm going to take a look at. But if you want to ask the panel any questions, 478-569-6474 is the number. Don't be scared. But I want to just say, one of our other travelers, Michelle Evans. Hey. Michelle, let me tell you guys, we had so much fun the last night. We went in.
Oh,
the
yeah.
last night. I think we was the last one standing with the PCR Girls Trip crew, but it was awesome. We danced the night away, and it was so necessary. for me to take that trip and just to get away and not have to worry about work or anything that's going on at home, just
Not
enjoying life.
worry
And as Jen said, when you work hard, you can play hard. But I love the fact what she also mentioned, when you work hard and then you plan right, you can play even harder.
That's
you
right.
know? So that was that was amazing. So I wanted to say hey to Michelle, and then I see TC kicked in. Hey TC, she said hey Johnny, hey Jen, hey. And Kale, thanks for tuning in. Another one of our I Am Flavor family members, and she has a show here on Instinct also. So thanks guys for tuning in. And then I see a couple other people that has tuned in. Lisa Smith, hello, 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 welcome, and Catherine Shelton, welcome to On the Rise Radio. Thanks for watching, you guys. If you have questions, call, text, comment. We here. So we're going to be on air for another hour and a few minutes. So get your calls in. So I wanted to ask you guys before we move any further, Lavette, I wanted to just ask if you would just give us one principle. Just, I know you have 9 of them, but like, what is one thing you want to leave with us and leave with the viewers tonight that would inspire them? I know you've given so much, but this girl, she has so much knowledge and information. And like they said, I am a sponge. I am a sponge. I absorb so much from this team, this group, and they've been a blessing to my life. That's what they've been a blessing to my life, and they have guided me in some areas that I needed some help in. You know, you need to fall on your sisters and brothers. If they have the information and they're willing to give it, get that information.
Absolutely.
Do not be afraid. Like you said, people are petrified.
But
you know why they're petrified? Because they're used to being around those complacent people.
Absolutely.
You
was raised like that.
Yeah.
You was raised. That's not your fault, but you can get out of it.
Listen, you can get out of it. Now, thank God, I'm going to be honest. I wasn't raised that way. My grandmother was a businesswoman. She was an entrepreneur. She owned her own restaurant. She owned her own catering truck. She owned her own, she started selling dinners out the back of her station wagon to the Chrysler plant workers. So I've always been taught to get your own. Right. Even if you had to go and have a job, because that job was, okay, you had a benefit package there. But you let that job pay for that purpose. You and I had a conversation about that. That's okay.
Yes.
You may want to get out of that, but you may need them for something in the process. So, can you drop a nugget or two, a golden nugget for us?
The first principle that came to mind was vision wall, the vision wall principle. And it just talks about creating your life through your visions. What are you looking at? What are you programming into your subconscious mind that manifest the future around you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not the future, but your life around you. And again, this goes back to our 6 islands in 7 days. Just being on those islands, for me, it was speechless. Again, to the scenery, the water, the food, the people, just being in a different space. And I know that this trip manifested through my visions. I have a vision wall in my office at home. Maldives is on there. Passport with the globe is on there. So when I came back, I was like, I haven't been around the world yet, but I've been to 6 islands, baby.
Yes, indeed. I'm on my way. Yes, indeed.
A lot of things, so many things that are manifesting into my life now is because of the visions that I hold in my mind every day.
That's it.
And one of my favorite quotes by Oprah, and it's also in Family Brand, is create the highest, grandest vision for your life, because you become what you believe.
That's true.
Right? And I know everybody, they have their religions, their spirituals, or whatever it is that they believe in, but at the end of the day, all of us have one inheritance in common, and that's we have the power to create whatever life we want to live. Truthfully, through the people we surround ourselves with, the conversations we're having, the thoughts that we're thinking. So I'm so passionate about it because, again, when it comes to dealing with the youth, and my specific target market are the single parent families that are living in poverty.
Yeah, I help you with that too.
Yes.
and the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I know that you can come up out of it.
Yeah.
We all can come up out of it.
We were there.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just about your mindset, the
Absolutely.
visions, the images you're holding before
Exactly.
you. So, I mean, I could preach all day.
Come
but
on, preacher.
That's my nugget.
I love it.
Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on, bring it on. Because you know what? That you saying you're preaching, but you know what? That's necessary.
That's teaching. That's teaching. That's teaching. That's
Exactly.
what it comes
It's
down
necessary.
to. It's so far away from really preaching. You're teaching. When you have
she's
that
a
passion,
leader.
is preaching.
Yeah.
Teaching.
Yeah.
Passion is teaching. You know that a pastor wouldn't come like that. I mean, you're free to express whatever you want.
Exactly.
So teach on,
True.
sister. Teach on.
Give it to
Because
us.
those principles are all the principles are very important, especially to youth and young adults. I mean, because they understand what know me. They understand what this is. They understand most. So when you give them more of it, like morals and ethics, right? You give them more of international branding and marketing. They get to understand it. Then you give them more what psychology is and what simplicity is, what duplication is. And then you have it. You have these things that turns into sales and distribution, that turns into the right mental attitude, that turns into mass participation.
Yes.
And once you have elements that's like that, you can't lose with the stuff you use. The kids, like you said, the children, the youth to take over, then they'll be able to teach the youth and young adults what they know, and they're teaching each other. So the generation we lost, we'll actually gain it back with the systems that we're teaching now. Because we're going to double down. Evil can't stop it. It's too easy. And surely there's nobody really in the way of stopping us from gaining wealth. There's nobody. There's not no secret people tapping in on your phone calls. There's no people. You're worried about stuff that's not even really there.
Right.
You know, let go and let God claim your life back, and so you'll have fun. Just start your business, know what you got, find somebody you want to hang out with that knows more than you.
Right.
You know, because I like what you said earlier, I said like-minded. No, I want somebody that's above-minded than me.
Right.
I like-minded because then we're there.
Yeah.
But give me those ones that can take me to the next dimension.
That's right.
You know?
I want to touch on something Lavette said earlier about the Caribbean cruise, where you said it manifested some things for you. One of the things that I honestly haven't been on a vacation probably in about maybe 3 years. But one of the things that I know I've always said, and I will always say to my mom, is it's like vacations kind of serve as a reset. It's not saying that you have to go out of the country or you have to go on a cruise. It can be something where you can do a vacation to the hotel downtown. You can go out of town for a
Staycation.
weekend. You can go visit family or do something to kind of clear your head. And it's so important that we have that to kind of refresh and reset things, because then it'll give you that that serenity to kind of reset and look
And
back
move on.
and kind of re-look into what it is that you want to do, and you refocus and you regroup. And I have a business mentor that I used to work with that she would unplug when she would go off, and her place was to the beach. And when she would go, no phone calls, no social media, no nothing. And she would just write, and she would recreate things to do in her business, and when she would come back at 110% and just kind of hit the ground running. So it's important, where a lot of people don't think that they can take a vacation. It's not as expensive as you think it is.
Right. That's
And
right.
I think a lot of people think that it's super expensive. If you can go and you can get you a pair of Jordans, you can go on a vacation.
That's right.
Or the new
Yes.
iPhone. Or the new
Oh,
iPhone.
the iPhone.
Would definitely
That's two
pay for a
vacations.
7-day cruise.
Yes, that's 2 vacations. That iPhone.
Yes.
I gotta add to this, because I want to ask both of you that question, because see, I know a lot of people, and you talk about trips and stuff, it's hard on people. It's hard on people to really have the money, right? So to me, I'm just gonna say first, the best way for me, I tell somebody to enjoy a vacation is you got to save appropriately. If you know that money's tight for you, you know how much that trip's going to cost you. You need to be on that 12, 14, 15-month track. I'm going to put down $100 a month, $25 a week, $15 a week. So tell us a little bit more about maybe them tactics.
I'm really glad that you brought that up. So the best thing, the number one thing that you want to do when you know you want to go somewhere and you feel like money is a factor is plan. I can't stress that enough. Don't don't call or start looking up trips that you want to go on in 1 month, 2 months. Because the closer that you are to your travel date, the more expensive your trip is going to be. So start planning your trips out a year in advance.
2 years sometimes.
Even 2 years. Now, as far as flights are concerned, that's going to be different because the flights don't come out till about 8 or 9 months ahead of time. But you can still at least start choosing your resort or start putting money away into a travel fund. I have a travel account.
Come on.
Every time I get paid, I put a little bit into
There
my
we
travel
go.
account. So when I get ready to go, I don't have to worry about anything. It's covered already. You know,
Right.
so that's something that you
Yes.
can do. When you work with a travel agency, a lot of people research online and try to find the best deals. But when you work with a travel agent, you can make payments versus you
There
can't
we
do that
go.
online. So you can make payments. So like with this Cancun trip that we have coming up, I was able to break that down where your monthly payment is only going to be between $160 and $170 a month.
There we go.
And the magic number is 60. Most trips you have to be paid in full 2 months before you head out.
Right.
So with going into it with that mind state, you can better effectively plan.
Right.
And know, okay, if I want to go here in June, I have to have this paid off by April.
Right.
Yeah, so that's great that you all can help with it, and that might be something. Do you need help with your budget to make sure we'll tell you how much it costs if you want to take it at that time? This will be your monthly.
We do. When you call and somebody says that they want to go on a trip, that's my first question.
There we go.
How much do you want to spend on your trip? And I'm very honest.
Yes.
I don't try to penny pinch or try to get people to go for the most expensive. You tell me what you're able
What's
to
your budget?
spend.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your budget?
And I'm going to tell you, no, you ain't going nowhere on that
$200 budget.
budget. You're not going nowhere on that budget. Or
Augusta.
yeah, I can get you on the street on this budget.
Yes,
or get your roommate and then we might can talk.
Right.
Come on.
But we're gonna stay within your budget.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to find you something affordable. If you say, Jen, I only got $500, well, I might can get you to Vegas on $500.
There we go.
Sometimes, you know
There
what I
we
mean? I
go.
just did that for somebody. They got Vegas, a trip and an activity and a show for $500-600.
There we go.
You know, so it's possible. But the main thing that you want to do is plan.
There we
plan,
go.
You know,
And budget.
yeah, budget, and that's it.
And something else for me is when you come to someone and you're asking, okay, well, hey, I want to go to this place at this point in time. You kind of got to trust the travel agent to know, okay, that might not be the best time for you to go because maybe it's a heavy tourist season and everything is going to be higher.
Yeah.
So if you're flexible with your dates, you can kind of do a different kind of a trip that you can get the most bang for your buck. And we do understand that, you know, if you're adamant, we're not going to talk you out of that time.
Right.
But it's a disservice for us to say, oh, okay, well, yeah, and then you come back, well, I know I told you my budget was $1,200 and this trip is $5,000. Well, you know, it's a disservice to not give that information.
Upfront.
So
Exactly.
That's good. That's good because that's necessary because, you know, G and I said, I want to go to Hawaii.
She did.
And here's my budget.
Right.
And she
What'd I
was
say?
honest. She said, well,
That'll get you to Ohio.
right. She said, well, what's your second choice? So I appreciate her honesty because although it sounds good to me, it looks good, and I'm like, oh, I know I want to go to Hawaii. I want to see this water. I want to do this, and then I want to do excursions. And she explained to me what I could or could not do,
Yes.
and the dollar amount it could or could not cost me. So I'm okay with that. And you have to, that's good that you said that because you have to trust the agent.
Absolutely,
because this
like a
is what
doctor.
they do. Exactly. This is what she's knowledgeable in. She has the information. And there's a reason you're reaching out to her because I can't plan a Hawaii trip
Exactly.
myself and think that,
That's what I'm
okay,
saying.
I'm going to be able to have it for X amount of dollars. No, she's probably going to be able to get me the better rate.
Yes.
She'll be able to know. I'll be able to get more information on where I should stay.
Absolutely.
You know, that
All
old
of it.
commercial. You don't want to end up in the mosquito hotel somewhere.
That's
You
it.
know what I mean? So trust the agent, and that was good. I'm glad you brought that
and some
up.
activities may not be offered around the time that you
Exactly.
want to do it also.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you brought up the travel agent being able to get you the better rate. And one thing that I really want to get out there is that travel agents really have the same rates that you guys are finding online. But what we have that you guys don't have, it's promo codes. That can
Inside
be applied
scoops.
to your, promo codes that can be applied. Or I have travel agent only websites and suppliers that everybody doesn't have access to, and they might be having sales on different resorts. So a lot of times I can find the same rates that you guys can be able to find, but what I would be able to do is take that work out of the planning that you guys will have. You know, the time that you guys spend up at 1 o'clock in the morning after working all night, going online.
And still didn't get it right.
Right. I even did it for you.
What's your phone number?
That's so true. Yeah.
What's your phone number?
My phone number?
Jen, I want to mention that, and I'm going to say this real quick because we had a couple other people that came in. Hey, Mr. David Cheek, thank you for signing on and tuning in, watching on the Rise Radio here at Instinct Radio Station. And we also have Edward A. Womack. He said, "What's up, King and Queens?" Hey.
Baby.
Yes, and then hey, Daryl. We see Daryl is tuned in too. Also,
Boston Strong.
Yes, so listen, we're going to take a real quick break, and when we come back, then we're going to have everyone to get the information as to where they can contact Jen, where they can contact Lavette and Chandra if they would love to book a trip